This video is about how to integrate new skills into your pickleball game so that you can improve. This is a mental process. It's not the process of learning the skills, it's the process of taking the skills you're learning and integrating them into your game. Help you a lot. So first of all, who am I? I came to pickleball in early 2019, thanks to my wife. I had played other racket sports, tennis, squash. And in pickleball, I've worked my way up from a 2.5 to a 3.0, and then to a 3.5, and eventually to a 4.0 plus. At this point on Duper, I'm rated a 4.18, and I just was rated at the Villages as a 4.5. I'd like to keep getting better. I was certified as an instructor by the IPTPA, the International Pickleball Instructors Association, in last May, and I've been teaching pickleball since that time. During this journey, I've noticed two types of pickleball players. The biggest group gets started and acquires basic pickleball skills, masters the basic shots, the serve, the baseline shots, the dinks, and so forth, and gets competitive and starts having fun playing with people of a similar level. They get better by improving this basic set of skills, but then they typically max out around the 3.5. And then, depending on who they are, they get frustrated with that, or they just enjoy it, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a smaller group of players that I've noticed among my students and friends that does all of the above, all that the first group does, but then they study the game and they try to add new skills to their repertoire so they can keep getting better. They watch YouTube, they take lessons, they get a friend and they drill with their friends so they can master these new skills, more shots. However, this group, including me, struggles to integrate these new skills that they've learned and in their lessons and drilling into their games and tournament play. That's the difficulty. And that's the issue I want to address in this video. By the way, pickleball has more shots, strategy, and the diversity of skills than any other racket sport I've played. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. I've talked to professionals who say exactly the same thing. People who've played on a professional tennis tour and are now playing on a professional pickleball tour. They have told me exactly the same things. You can be an excellent tennis player if you master about 6 shots. The serve, the baseline shots, forehand, backhand, the net shots, the volleys, the half volleys. If you can master those shots and really get good at those shots, you can beat a lot of players. You can go to tournament level and maybe even the pro level. With pickleball, you can be a player in about an hour and start having fun with your friends. But it'll take a lifetime to master all the different skills and all the different shots that really make the great pickleball players great. That's what I love about this sport, and that's what a lot of people love about it. In fact, it's interesting. There's a site on the web called Pickleball 360. It's owned by Ben Jones, Deckel Bar, Colin Johns, and they have videos for learning certain skills in pickleball. And each video focuses on a single skill, nothing else. They're all about 3 or 4 minutes long, and they have dozens of these videos, and that's how many skills there are that they've mastered and that they want to pass along to the rest of us. That's a great service. It's well worth the cost. I use it a lot. So here's a scenario that I've witnessed with students and friends at all levels and in myself. You recognize a new skill that you want to add to your game. Let's say it's the offensive kitchen lob. You're at the kitchen and you want to exit a dinking rally and get the advantage in the court, so you hit a lob, the other team has to back up to the baseline and they have to work their way back to the kitchen while you're already at the kitchen. Great shot to have in your repertoire. So you take a lesson on it. And then you convince your drilling partner to drill with you on it. You start working on it. You develop this new skill to the point where during drilling, you can execute it 80% of the time. 80% of your attempts to hit this lob, you can get it to the baseline, keep it in the court, are successful. So you're really feeling good about that. Now you start playing competitive games where the new skill would be helpful, but you just cannot remember during the games to use it when the opportunity presents itself. Or maybe you try it once and it doesn't work very well, or it doesn't work at all. And you don't want to lose your points, and you don't want to let your partner down, so you just stop attempting to use it. Result, you never really get comfortable with that new skill. Now this scenario is played out with me. I've seen it play out with students. I've seen it played out with friends. Ask yourself if it's happened to you too. Well, here's what you need to do, and it's easy. 1, become single-minded about using this new skill. It's your top priority until you master it. 2, before each competitive game, tell yourself you will use this new skill X times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, depending on the skill. Maybe you'll use it on every point, maybe you'll only use it once a game. But tell yourself you will use it in this game and do it. Use the skill more than you need to in the game until you master it. And use it during warm-ups. That's very important. Muscle memory alone is not enough. You need to develop mental memory by using the new muscle memory during competitive games. Number 3, ask your partner for understanding before you start playing. For example, I'm working on using offensive kitchen lobs, so I'll be hitting them during this game. Please be patient if I miss a few. It's still new to me. Almost all people will be very understanding. Say the same thing to yourself so that you will accept losing some games while you are onboarding this new skill. In other words, don't let your competitive instincts override your need to improve instincts. Keep on drilling this new skill between game days. So continue to play, use it in games, and then in the off days, do some drilling and keep using it to keep improving that muscle memory. Execute this process I've described for 1 skill at a time. Don't try to integrate 2 or 3 or 4 skills all at the same time, because it'll all sort of get diluted. Just do 1 at a time. Once you're instinctively using the new skill during competitive games successfully, keep using it and move on to the next new skill. A good example from my own pickleball journey is the 3rd shot drop. It's a real skill. It's probably the most important skill in the game of pickleball. It's also one of the hardest. Coming from tennis and squash, early on, I was able to hit well-placed drives for winners. I was winning games this way against players probably up to the 3.5 level. I was a classic banger. But then after playing against some better players, I realized that I really needed to learn this 3rd shot drop so that I could get to the kitchen where the points all really get won. And I wasn't being able to do that against good players. This shot is hard, and you need to do it from both the forehand and the backhand side. It takes a long time to learn it. I wasn't getting anywhere because whenever games got close, I'd revert to hitting my drives because I wanted to win the points and I didn't want to let my partner down. So one day, I decided to just always hit 3rd shot drops. Never hit baseline drives in that situation. Until I felt totally comfortable, with that 3rd shot drop skill. I just stopped hitting drives completely. I didn't hit a baseline drive as a 3rd shot for a year. That's how long it took me to really get comfortable with these 3rd shot drops. And it worked. And I was winning more games against strong players because I could consistently get to the kitchen on service points. And then after a year, I started once again using 3rd shot drives mixed in with my 3rd shot drops for more, just to mix it up and with more variety and make it more difficult for my opponents. I've reused this process with other new skills successfully since, and it really does work. So just to summarize, one new skill at a time, take a lesson and drill it until you've kind of got the muscle memory of the new skill. Then force yourself to use it multiple times in every competitive game you play, even if you're losing. Ask your partner and yourself for patience while you lose points as you improve and build the mental memory to go along with the muscle memory. And then keep drilling the new skill, and then rinse and repeat. That's all there is to it. So I hope this video has been helpful. The process has been helpful to me, and I want to share it with other people. Please share your comments on this topic below, and please subscribe if you liked it. Thank you.